Diversity has been in the law in this country for nearly half a century. Start with the Equal Pay Act in 1970, then the Sex Discrimination Act that covers sex and gender in 1975, then the Race Relations Act, Race and Ethnicity in 1976, and then Disability in the Disability Discrimination Act in 1995. All of those have now been incorporated under the Equality Act of 2010, and those and other characteristics are now protected by law. It applies to individuals as well as the company, and our policy is anybody behaving in a way that breaks the law faces personal prosecution. There are now 9 areas that are covered by that law and protected. So whether you've got one, whether you're perceived to have one, or whether you know somebody that has one, behaviour towards you or your colleagues is now covered by law. They categorise it in 3 areas: discrimination, harassment and bullying, or victimisation. Victimisation is where you've made a case against somebody or reported them, and then you are treated less favourably because of it. But discrimination and harassment and bullying are slightly wider. Discrimination means treating one person worse than another because of a protected characteristic. An example could be giving a younger colleague a promotion over an older colleague with the same experience and performance levels. Another example could be being treated worse because colleagues think you're pregnant, but you're not. So that perceived element comes into discrimination. Harassment and bullying is any unwanted conduct related to a protected characteristic, which another person considers violates his or her dignity, or which creates an intimidating, hostile, degrading, humiliating, or offensive environment. Now that covers a lot of ground. An example could be commenting on how good a colleague's chest looks in their work shirt, making them feel uneasy. Another example would be making derogatory comments to a colleague about another colleague who's disabled. In all of these examples, it's important to note one thing. It's not about you. It's about the other person. How your comments and behaviour is received is ultimately the most important thing. And as we look at the next section, it's really important to keep this in the forefront of your mind.